a couple of things. Well, the reality on ground is that the elections have commenced, the polling units are open, and very soon we would be getting some bits of detail from the field on what exactly is taking place across the local government and local council development areas in Ekiti State. Some persons are saying, oh, we have 20 LCDAs. Well, don't forget that the 20th LCDA was just created earlier this week, and so they would get a sole administrator for now, pending when they would have elections there. Well, this is the conversation, and the spotlight this morning is on the local council elections in Ekiti State. My name has not changed. I am Samuel Olugbeminiyi. As always, I have Barrister Yemi with me in the studio. Barrister, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, the elections are on. When you were coming, did you get a feel that people may turn out this morning to go contest at go cast their votes at the elections?
Not at all. I was even surprised when you said the electoral officers have arrived. The polling unit, I see check one or two polling units. There was nothing there. I can mention it from Ikere here. AUD primary school at Aromi, we have two polling units there. Nothing is happening there. The gate is locked as I'm coming down here. And it was after 8.
And this is about 22 minutes past 8 o'clock. But well, we have some persons on board that are monitoring, and we would be speaking with them. But quickly, let's also bring to your notice that we have just 6 political parties that are taking part in the elections this morning. It's just 6 political parties, and the major opposition party, that the PDP is not going to be part of the elections this morning. Well, we'll get to speak with the chieftain of the party right about now to figure out why. I have on phone the acting chairman of the PDP in Ekiti State, Mr. Honorable Larry Omolashe. Good morning, Honorable Larry Omolashe.
Good morning, Mr. Moderator.
Thank you for taking time to join us right now on the conversation this morning. The PDP is not taking part in the elections this morning. Why?
Yeah, thank you for having me on the program. And let me use this opportunity to tell my people at home that the position of the party is that we are not going to participate in this illegality. And I want it to be echoed in all the 177 wards in Ekiti that PDP is not participating. You should stay away from the election. Because, one, the preparation and the foundation which the election is based is faulty. And we cannot be participating in that illegality.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we are not going to be participating in that illegality. If you see the commission that is conducting this election, ab initio, the commission has not informed in an official way our political party and other political parties about their intention to conduct local government election in Ekiti State. And there was a time I went to the office to meet with the chairman of the commission, and I informed him, if you want other political party to participate in this election, you should inform them in a written form that will form the basis that you are inviting them to participate. He said no. And from that onset, I know that these people, they are not serious with what they are doing.
Okay, so you are saying that the usual practice is the Electoral Commission writes to the parties to notify them that there is an election coming up, and then you...
Exactly. And from there, he will invite all the political parties that they are interested in participating in that election into a meeting.
Okay.
He will seek for our view, and we will tell him our view.
And
he will
that
tell
was
us
not done this time.
that was not done. And as a party, as a ready party at that time, I booked an appointment with him, and I went to his office, and I discussed with him on what way forward. But none of the things we agree on was done by that party.
Okay.
Put that one aside.
Yes.
Let me go on. You ask me questions.
Yes,
Let me answer you. Yeah. Then the secretary, you can't beat something or nothing. You can't beat something or nothing, or else the whole thing will collapse. And that is what you are saying now. Then two, do you think from yourself I mean, by yourself, that these people can conduct a free and fair election? No, capital no. If you see the internal democracy of the APC themselves, they cannot conduct a free and fair election. See the election they conducted in just 7 constituencies in Umu. What result did we get from that? See the Congress they conducted in Ikere, where you are calling from. What did we get from that? See the one they conducted in Ekiti. What did we get from that? From there, my party concluded that these people, they cannot conduct a free and fair election being handled by the state. The one I'm describing at Omo was conducted under the supervision of INEC. Seats, they still mess up. Then three, we discovered that even where we even conducted the election to, are the local government created, are they properly constituted? Are they properly constituted? Look at the 16 original local government we have in Ekiti has been bastardized by these people. They said that they are developing Ekiti by way of creating additional local government. But is that the way to create? They have only succeeded in creating more hostility in some community within Ekiti that cannot give room for proper conduction of an election. See what happened in Ikere where you are calling from. See the division they created there. See, go to Ipoti. See what is happening between Ipoti and Ikoro. Go to Ikole. See what is happening at Ayedo and Ijebu-Jesa. Go to Ekiti Southwest. See what is happening between Ibaraudo and Okoto. Those are the things they have succeeded in doing, not that they are doing the thing in the spirit of development. No, far from that. And come with me. See, in some local government, what is the number of words that you are conducting an election to? We don't have proper delimitation of wards. In some area, you will be conducting election into 2 wards, where 2 wards make a local government. For example, in Ekiti, we have 2 wards, and they are conducting a local government election where we have 2 wards.
Are you sure
in some places, we will be having
local government or LCDA?
Yes, they are conducting in those places too. Then are you telling me that those places they will be having a properly constituted local government authority? Where we supposed to have chairman in Ekiti now, we will be having chairman of a local government. We will be having 5 chairman coming from 2 wards. We will be having councillors. We will be having secretary to the local government coming from 2 wards. And in some places we have 7 wards. Wow, how are they going to manage that one successfully? And before creation and before this election, I expect this government to have carried out certain things to take off properly. Where is the structure? Where is the structure in all those LCDA you are talking about? Where is the structure that they will take off with? Some don't even have a single serviceable vehicle. Some don't even have a structure put in place. They are still looking for houses to hire to take off with. I think a reasonable government would have done and put certain things in place before rushing into an election. And why are you even rushing to this election? The first time Yemi came, he did the same thing, and you see how he went with. Because that time too, the thing was not properly constituted and was not properly planned for. The same thing is just using this thing to cajole the people, to placate the people to vote for his own party. How can you be rushing into things you know it cannot stand? If you want a proper constituted local government, you know what to do. You know what to do.
Okay.
The thing happened in Lagos and it's going on well. It's happening in Kaduna, it is going on well. It's happening in some other states, and the things are moving on well in other states because it was properly planned for.
All right, Honorable Larry Omolashe. For those who just tuned in the middle of the program, is the chairman, the acting chairman of the PDP in Ekiti State. That's the major opposition party in Ekiti State, and the party is not contesting in today's local government polls. And you have mentioned a couple of things, but quickly, just clarity on the creation of LCDAs. You are saying that proper delimitation was not done in the creation of those LCDAs. Is that what you're saying? Is that the
Yes.
major grounds? Then you also talked about SIEC, that's the Ekiti State Independent Electoral Commission, not notifying political parties the way they should. And I'm wondering, how come this did not come to light much earlier before now?
It's left for them to answer that one.
No,
Because like I said, I told you ab initio, that I went to the office of that chairman to inform him on what to do. And you see those people, the party they say they are participating today, they are APC in those parties. They are APC members in those parties. They are APC members sponsored by this government to participate under those parties, just to provide a legal platform for what they are doing.
We wouldn't want to make any reference to the political parties anyway. But one thing that I'd like to know is, because we've had this interaction, Barrister we had this interaction with the IPAC chairman, the Ekiti State Defender Yanura, and he didn't reference this. Earlier this week, I spoke with Mr. Larry Olayinka, who is the media aide to former Governor Adele Fauci, and even though he raised a number of reasons why the party would not be participating, he did not particularly say that ex-SIEC did not notify the party. So I'm wondering, if ex-SIEC did not notify parties duly, how come nobody made reference to it until you just did some few minutes ago?
I said, if you I booked an appointment with the chairman, and I went into his office, and I met him, and I discussed the issue with him. I've said that during the course of my discussion with him.
Yes, you have said that. What I'm saying is that, why didn't you come to press or come to the public with this the story that you were not duly, that the process for the elections were not duly followed?
So many times, I've appeared in a press radio, I've appeared in so many radios, and I've said that paper have carried that one.
Okay. All right. So maybe we missed that, but I'm just hearing that for the first time that you're not
the first opportunity you have to hear from me.
Okay. So simply now you say that you are not duly notified, and then there is the fear of violence as well as the grievances with the creation of the LCD prompted your withdrawal.
The election that the election they are conducting today, they are conducting it into properly constituted areas. Because we don't know the yardstick they have used. Because the parameters they have used, we don't know. It's unknown to law. How can you conducting the local government election into some areas? We have 2 wards. In some areas, 7 wards. In some areas, 10 wards. In some areas, 11 wards. What do you want to, then when you want to even constitute the cabinet, how will you constitute it? Because according to the law, in some local governments, you must have 4 supervisors, chairman, vice chairman, secretary, and some advisor. When you are appointing all those things from a local government that has 11 wards, you will be appointing that from a local government that has 2 wards. How properly is that?
Okay, so at this time, what is your party, maybe in conjunction with other against parties, or how are you going to be treating this going forward? Going forward is that we are telling them that they should adjust, they should change, that they don't have plans. What against that one is faulty. Okay. The foundation of what they are doing is faulty. They should address the foundation. They should make it clear about what they are doing. They should first of all go into delimitation of wards. Then let all those additional local government development areas just created, let them be properly constituted.
with the number of expected wards. The constitution of the country is clear about that. We should know. We know the number of wards. We are at least 10 wards from a particular local government area. That is the minimum.
To form an LCDA.
Yes, to form that. Then are you telling me, for example, now they said in their opinion, let me use my own local government, the Southwest local government, which is divided into two. One under Ilawe with 7 wards. Ibarano Gotun, 4 wards. Are you telling me you will be having cabinet in 4 wards and you will be having cabinet in 7 wards? Then what did you use to do that? What parameter did you base that creation on? Then have you put something on ground that will make them equal? Then what parameter they will be using to divide the money coming from Abuja? All those things, you have not put that one on ground. Or will the people still be serving under Ilawe? Will they be coming to Ilawe for their executive meeting? Will they, then which chairman will be the most senior under the same election you conducted for them?
All right, Honorable Omolashe, you've raised quite some pertinent issues, but I don't want you to go yet. I think we'll still have a little bit of more questions to ask you. But I'd like to know, you have insinuated that you doubt the integrity of those who make up the State Independent Electoral Commission. And that is contrary to what the IPAC chairman told me when he spoke with me about 2 weeks ago.
What did he tell you? Well,
I'm telling you, most of
those parties paraded themselves as a political parties participating in this election. Their members are APC sponsor in those parties. So you don't expect anything different from what they want.
Well, I don't know if you're saying this from the perspective of what may have transpired before, because I know that they've had 1 or 2 times when the PDP has had to conduct local government elections and the APC has made similar, and a couple of other parties have made similar allegations. Are you saying that from previous historical perspectives?
Far from that. You are talking to a 3 towns local government chairman. 2004 to 2007, I was the chairman of a local government under an election duly conducted and participated by various parties. The wife of late Dr. Olowo Poroku participated in that election under ANPP. I won the election. He took me to tribunal. AD Alhaji Badmus from my town participated in that election under AD. We didn't do this that time. We didn't do this type of things. The election was properly conducted, properly carried out, properly executed under a leadership that knows what the law is. 2015, I participated in another election. I became the chairman. 2018, I participated. I became the chairman till 2021. So in Ekiti, I have participated in 3 elections, in those 3 elections, and I won. I know the vigorous activities that took place.
You just referenced 2018 to 2021. Sorry, was that a mistake?
I said 2017.
Okay, 2017 to 2019.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, all right. But even that 2017 election.
Go to history. See what happened in 2004.
Yeah, but I'm making particular reference to 2017 elections where major opposition parties.
Because those people, they could not come out because of the legacy of Dr. Peter Ayodele Fayose. You know, when your party is performing creditably well, then people will move. People will not challenge you. What can you say now that we encourage people to be under APC in Ekiti? What can you say? What can you point out? What are the infrastructure that you can lay hand on? If you are a native of Ekiti, move around all the 16 local government and come out. Tell me what you have seen in a career that is being done by this government. Tell me what is done in Ise. Tell me what is done in Emure. Tell me what is done in other local government that will warrant a total acceptability of this particular government and party.
All right.
That time you are referring to, you can see the flyover, you can see the dual carriage, you can see the lightning, you can see the high court, you can see so many infrastructures put in place by Governor Peter Ayodele Fayose that makes PDP at that time a generally acceptable party in Ekiti. You can't say this time now. You can't say that one this time. You can't see all those things now.
Okay.
You can't see them. So people, there's nothing. These people, they are just they are organizing this one just to tell you that yes, they want people. They want people. Who are the people they want? Well, and what are the things they have done to the people that can make them accept their party?
Honorable Molashe, this is the first time we are speaking with you, and I'm hoping that we would continue this conversation, especially in the nearest future, especially after the conduct of this election.
Yeah, I will love that one.
But just very especially then, I hope that we can also have all sides balanced and all with us in the studio. But just
yes,
quickly,
anytime you want me, call me, I will come.
But I just like to know quickly now. You have referenced a couple of things, and you seem to be saying that this election is illegal and that SIEC failed to follow due process. Will you be challenging this in court? Is your party considering that?
That is decision to be taken by my party, not me as a person alone.
That's what I'm saying. I said, are you considering that as a party?
I say I can't give you answer straight to that now until we meet and to see what will happen to the election. And when we take a decision, I will inform you.
All right, thank you very much. We will definitely be on track to figure out what your party will be doing as regards today's elections. Thank you very much.
No, I've told you what my party will be doing. My party, we are staying away from that election and we are not going to participate.
Yeah. Well, yes, you said that. You said that. All right, thank you very much, Honorable Larry Omolashe. Honorable Larry Omolashe is the acting chairman of the People's Democratic Party in Ekiti State, and he just spoke to us as to why the party would not be participating in today's local council elections. Barrister Yemi, you listened to Honorable Omolashe speak. What do you make of some of the things that he has said?
Well, the area I would like to talk about is I'll be specific about my local government, Ikere local government.
Okay.
I don't think the creation of the SCDs are well thought out, because in Ikere local government now, for example, we have 11 wards, and we have 2 constituencies. That's 2 House of Assembly members in the House of Assembly, and out of the 11 wards, 5 wards make constituency 1, while the remaining 6 make constituency 2. And when this LCDA was created, the Ikere West local government, LCDA was created, it consists of, it has 4 wards, which means that somebody who is contesting for a House of Assembly seat in Consensus 2 we have to come and campaign, in Consensus 1 for votes. So which I think is not proper. When you have 2 House of Assembly members, one will now come, the one of the 2 seats will cut across the LCDA and then the local government. I think if they want, if it was well thought out, it ought to have been created based on the 2 constituencies, so that constituency 1 will be having 1 House of Assembly, while the other one will be. So we will now have a local government and then the LCDA in the other.
All right.
Yes, that's where I think it should be.
Permit me to interject you. We have Dayo Olujobi on telephone right now. Dayo joins us from the field. Dayo, good morning.
Good morning, Samuel.
Yes, where exactly are you now?
We're still very much in Ikere, Ekiti.
Okay.
So we've been to the venue where the election materials for the Ikere West LCDA is being distributed, as well as the venue for the Ikere local government election. Now, from what I saw at the Ikere West LCDA, the election materials were being distributed late, because the distribution was started around that 10 a.m. And I spoke with the officer in charge of the LCDA. She said most of the ad hoc staff came late and they had to wait for everyone to come before starting the distribution.
So distribution in Ikere West LCDA started at 10 minutes past 8 a.m.
Past 8, yes. 10 minutes past 8. They started giving out the election materials to the ad hoc staff as at then. And same also goes to the election materials for the Ikere local government. Although there they cited logistic issues, they said most of the drivers that were meant to convey the election materials came late, and some also had issues with negotiation. In fact, I even witnessed one. The driver said he was going to collect 8,000 naira or so, and the woman was trying to just bring down the price. So along the line, the woman had to just tell the driver to drop everyone in that vehicle so they can get another one.
So logistics issues have not even been fully resolved.
Yes, because according to the way they were negotiating, it shows that maybe there was no agreement on ground before now. Because the driver said he was going to collect 8,000 naira, and the woman was trying to just bring the price down. I mean, the officer in charge of the area where the Ikere local government election materials are being distributed.
All right. So, have you been to any polling units yet? Any polling booths?
Yes, I've been to Ward 6, Unit 3, here in Ikere, Ekiti. In fact, where they are having the LGA, the local government area chairmanship, as well as councillorship election there, and the officer in charge said she arrived at 8:25.
Okay.
And they are starting the accreditation, because we have some people on ground right now, though not up to 10, though, waiting to be accredited.
Okay.
And they're making use of manual accreditation. They go to the wall where the names are being pasted, they check for their names there, and they go with their voters card to the election officials for proper verification. But they are yet to start. They are yet to start the election now.
Oh, okay. So, have we witnessed any issues with that manual verification process?
As at now, no. No issues at all. And I would like to quickly update you about the situation of the town, because there was a directive that there won't be a vehicle movement across the town.
Yes.
Yeah, and in Kenya right now we have streets. In fact, some kind of a mini market were not deserted in compliance with the directive. In fact, there are a lot of commercial activities going on now. In the time while I was coming, I saw a bus waiting for people going to Akure, so you can just load them.
So everything looks normal.
Everything looks normal. Yeah, it looks so normal, especially in areas like Okioshu, as well as a little part of Okikere and Kajola.
All right, Dio. I would like you to, at some point, get to interact with some of these people. Let's figure out why they have decided to go on with the rest of their activities without participating in the elections, or maybe they have plans to just open and then go on later on. But quickly, let's talk about that polling unit where you are. Are you still there at the moment? About 6, unit
Yeah,
3.
I'm still there.
You said you have people less than 10 there.
Yeah, I think less than
How
10
many
persons
registered
right now.
voters do we have? What's the turnout like compared to the number of registered voters at that
Well,
unit?
okay, from what I've been seeing so far, in fact, I think they have up to or close to 100, yeah, close to 100, if not more than 100 voters right now that are meant to come out to vote, but as at now, only few persons are coming out to vote. But I'm going to get the number very soon.
All right.
So and get to you.
Okay. How about
In fact,
security? Do we have any security official too? At
yeah,
least trying to keep.
we have personnel from the Nigerian police force as well as the men of we have civil defense officials on ground. They are kind of monitoring the situation, although there are not much. I think we have just 2 officers on ground right now.
2 officers per unit.
Yes, per unit right
Okay.
now.
Yeah,
We have 2 officers.
All right, thank you, Dio. Please, I'd like you to keep keep us abreast of all the developments, and also,
Of course, I
I'm
will.
wondering why people have decided to go to their shops and other businesses
Yeah,
without going to vote.
I spoke with some when I was coming, because when I saw the shops open, it looked as if this is just a normal day. I think no election was going on, and I talked to them. Many of them said they see little or no importance in local government elections, despite being the closest government to the people. So maybe that is the major reason they have to just move on with their normal commercial activities.
All right, so thank you very much, Dio. We are streaming live on Facebook, 0816, live on Facebook, New Cruise 927 FM. That's the name of the page, and we'll be supplying you a couple of pictures from some of the polling units. Thank you.
All right, Samuel.
All right, that's the report there from Dayo Olujobi covering Ikere local government and also Ikere West LCDA, giving us updates from that end. Hopefully, we'll be getting updates too from Ado local governments. We have Nifemi Olushola Momo, who is covering at that end, and we expect to connect with her shortly. But Barrister Oluwayomi, just like you said much earlier, everything looks to be normal. People do not seem to have a sense that this is equally as important as the governorship and presidential elections. Why?
The major reason is that they believe that whether you go and vote or not, that the result is already determined. So people don't have confidence in SIEC. That is the problem. That even if you go or not, that it will make no difference. For example, now look at, they said they are doing manual accreditation.
Yes.
Of course, by now we should be using if we cannot use beavers, we should be using the earlier one.
The electronic register, the electronic voters. But I get the sense of
Yes,
what you're referring to.
yes, if they cannot, I mean, I think they should be following INEC. You know, at least Ekiti is proud to be the fountain of knowledge. So we should be first in innovations. So when INEC has demonstrated, of course, I think El-Rufai did it in Kaduna State. So I think we should be ahead in a digital. We are in digital age now.
Yeah, yes,
So
I'm surprised as to how Kaduna was able to run an election that was almost fully digitized, and we don't have that in Ekiti State.
you know how many years back now they've done that.
Yes,
So
and also I'm also shocked as to why we still have logistical issues. When we spoke yesterday, Joshua Adegbite on the bottom line spoke to the the commissioner in charge of logistics, that's Mrs. Fosudo, and she gave us an idea that everything seems to be fully in order. So why do we have these problems now?
I think it's lack of proper preparation, because one, Ekiti is a very compact place where you don't have riverine or difficult terrains. So I don't think that should be a problem, and each local government should be able to negotiate. For example, in Ikere, I don't think there is anywhere in Ikere that you drive more than 5 minutes before you get to where you are going. So there shouldn't be any problem at all. And then we have enough vehicles on ground, which I believe they ought to have done all this. Not even a day to the time. It ought to have been something like a week to today's election. They ought to have reached an agreement with the drivers, and they ought to have taken care of those logistic issues before now. So it shows improper preparation on the part of SIEC.
All right, let's quickly take a dive away from the Ekiti State local council elections and take a look at what's happening in the newspapers this morning. Just quickly. On Punch, APC governors power blocks jostle to host convention. We also have this cute Abiola 7-1-month punishment for ridiculing police. That's according to the Navy. And you also have this: it's illegal to review Lagos enters panel's findings. That's according to Falana. All the stories that I have read are detailed on Punch newspaper. And well, there is a breaking story: multiple explosions rock Maiduguri communities. Let me take that breaking story. Multiple explosions rock Maiduguri communities. 4 different explosives rocked communities in Maiduguri early this morning, destroying a building and injuring a small boy in the process. According to eyewitnesses, the explosion started very early, with the first 2 exploding at Gumari Airport and the third one landing in a building at 1000 Housing Estate near Hajj Transit Camp, where the repentant Boko Haram insurgents are being housed. But one of the biggest stories this week has been that of a school called Dowen College. You have this on Vanguard: death of Dowen College, Lagos shuts school, father opens up. Nigerians react. Lagos state government has ordered the indefinite closure of Dowen College in Lekki, Lagos over the controversy trailing the death of one of its students, Sylvester Oromoni Jr., even as reactions have trailed the incident. The 12-year-old student was alleged to have been attacked by some of his senior colleagues for refusing to join a cult group. The student's father, who bears the same name as his son, also claimed that his son was fed liquid substance and intimidated into keeping mum over what transpired. But the school had earlier dismissed the claim, alleging that the deceased only sustained injuries while playing football with his colleagues. Well, let's quickly listen to Sylvester Oromoni, that's the father, speak.
What happened was that I sent 4 of them to that school. The rest ones went to Benedi and other schools. But 4 of them, the one I sent to that school. Now, sometime October, before then, we've been experiencing so many things. If you give this boy 50,000 naira provision, it doesn't take him 1 week. But he will refuse to talk what is happening to his provision. They asked him, have you seen your sister's private parts? Nakedness. He said, no. They're my sisters. How can I see their nakedness? Then they started beating him. That unless he said, he should tell them he has seen their private part. That's the only way they will stop beating him. So he has to agree, yes, I've seen their nakedness. So one of these boys, what's his name? The favor, is in the same class with you, the same set with this my daughter. It wasn't the one who informed you that your sister said, your brother said he has seen the private part.
Yes, it was the one that told me.
The same boy that threatened him to say he has seen his sister's private went to the sister. This was the number I said, he has seen your private part, your nakedness. That was why she wanted to beat her younger brother. So when the boy now explained, she left. So when they came to the house during the meeting, they brought up this matter. I said, okay, my senior son who is in London now, Kenneth, his name is Kenneth. And now went to the school, called the school authorities, and explained to them. According to them, they invited these boys. They even told us they suspended them, this same boy. So after the meet and greet, all of them went back to school. That was the first incident. But this one that happened last weekend. Because on Monday, it was a nurse from the sick bay that called. A nurse, not even the school authority.
All right, that's Mr. Sylvester Romani. That's the father of the 12-year-old boy that was said to have been injured and eventually killed after some senior students beat him up in school for refusing to join a cult. By Yomijo, you've listened to the man. Has the boarding system failed in Nigeria? Because it looks like everywhere it is characterized by bullying. If it's not bullying, you have instances like this, people generally bullying. And we've seen how this has turned out in a couple of cases. This case, and we also had that of the Deeper Life school in Akwa Ibom. All of these things happening. Is this a pointer to the fact that maybe the boarding system has failed in Nigeria? Or maybe there is something that is missing that would need the education quality assurance personnel or the Ministry of Education to quickly review and refix?
Well, it depends. It depends on I think majorly on the school, because the father said an incident had happened before.
With the same boy.
And they reported at the school, and that the school even said that they suspended the
boys.
Yeah, so I think issues like that will have maybe there was no punishment meted out to the boy that time. Maybe that was what was giving him the guts to continue in that in that line. And then I think they ought to have invited his parents to have discussions with them and all that. And then maybe probably that time when they got to know, they ought to have, even all those involved ought to have been disciplined.
From what we're hearing now, there are reports that some of the kids involved have been withdrawn by their parents and moved, and their attempts to fly them out of the country. Well, let's hope that justice takes its course. It's just unfortunate because the boy would have been 12 years old today, and the father has said he's going to go ahead and celebrate his life. Well, it's really a sad and painful one. But what exactly is happening with boarding institutions? I think that don't you think this would discourage a lot of people from putting their kids in boarding houses?
That's why I said even in at this Africa University at the time, there was something like this that they went, there was a problem, and some of them were detained at the police station, but later they resolved the issue because somebody contacted me that time from Edo State, who happened to be a parent, to help him get the bail for one of those students. But eventually they were able to resolve it. Maybe they did it that time so that people, they didn't want some people to leave the school or something, I don't know. But the matter was resolved with, I mean, they were released from the police because they destroyed some things in the school that time, and they.
But how bad is the boarding system in Nigeria from your own assessment, from what you've heard, from some of the things you've seen? How bad, or how, let's say, how bad could it be, especially to the senses of young Nigerians who attend those boarding institutions?
Well, the other time I said it depends on the school. The reason why I didn't want to, if I mention any school now, it will look like advert.
Don't let us
So some
mention
schools
any names.
just still maintain a very good boarding house. So that's why I don't want to generalize the issue that boarding system is bad. So it depends on how the school is managed, and the leadership, the management of the school, and how they are able to maintain discipline within the school. So it depends on largely on the management.
All right. Well, don't forget that you can also join the conversation. 0816 781 4132. We just quickly had to look through that story on the boy from Dowen College, but the emphasis on today's show is on the local council and local government elections in Ekiti State. If you, just in case, if you're going out there, you're out there, and maybe there's a polling unit nearby next to you, you can call into the studio and tell us what it looks like. What is the turnout like? The manual process of verification, do you have issues with it? Let us know. People are listening. Maybe you can find some bit of quick resolutions to it. And then if you go to our Facebook page, you are going to see some of the pictures from some of our correspondents on the field there. You will see the number of registered voters, and you will see what the turnout looks like at this point in time. So yes, you can call 0816 781 4132. 0816 781 4132. That's the number to call to tell us your thoughts on the local government elections, and if you're going to be a part, if you're planning to go out to vote. Well, I believe everyone should be planning to go out to vote, but if not, or if you are, tell us some of the things that you've observed so far. The number again is 0816 781 4132. 0816 781 4132. You could also drop a message for us on our Facebook page. But let me quickly bring this to your knowledge. A mobile phone was found around Sakpetu Hall at Okekere Market in Ikere, Ekiti State. Well, if you've misplaced your phone and you misplaced around Sakpetu Hall, Okekere Market in Ikere, Ekiti, you can walk down to the studios of New Cruise 92.7 FM. Provide identity on the phone, some bit of identification for the phone, and then you may as well get it. Well, while we expect the calls and take the comments on Facebook, let me quickly play you something from Files featuring Says. This is titled Brother Skipper. When we come back, the conversation will continue. We'll also be linking up with other persons that are on the field right now.
Why my brother saying never drop, you don't get reason to shine 32. Me, I don't get issue, my whole family don't belly full. Can't you see, this is proof, I'm too selfish to be moved. Don't you know that I'm too big to put myself in this shoe? I foretell you the truth, but me oma biti mo fisi. Shebe mi mo sokwe musulumi ododoni mi. Born again Christian in me, Shemoye Timothy G. Servant of God, they break law. Melolotiri, I beat the red light. Carry speed, enter like person we get to spare life. I know they send why, I carry tank, I enter road. Even when I know, say the traffic keep packed, and any crash, it go explode. Man down, but I can't help, no, they'll attack me. Now I'm in rubber tactics, but wait, make a snap pics. They brought a man with a gunshot wound to my clinic, but I go need police report before I treat him. My brother keeper. I know the same, my brother, cause we don't get to the same mother. Yeah.
Okay, well, I have Dayo Olujobi back on telephone. Dayo, hello?
Yeah, Samuel.
Yes, what's happening? Where are you now?
Okay, currently now I'm in unit, unit 4.
Okay.
And let me quickly give the update about the ward and unit. We have 653 registered voters, but there are only 2 persons there right now. And they started the whole thing at exactly 9 o'clock. They started settling down at 9 o'clock. Then I approached the presiding officer. He said lack of preparation, that there was no chair table for them to put their materials as well as other things. And we have 1 policeman on ground. And in that ward and unit, they are holding the LGA, the local government chairmanship as well as the councillorship there. Okay. And one thing that I've noticed so far in this unit as well as another unit, ward 6, unit 6, people are not adhering to COVID-19 protocols. But I witnessed one. I have to tell the presiding officer that according to the what ATX said, that if people are not adhering to COVID-19 protocols, then they should not be allowed to vote. And the woman was appealing to the electorate that they should go home and bring their nose mask. Many of them said if they should leave now, they are not going to come back to vote. Then the woman was left with no choice than to start the accreditation for them.
So the electorate have muzzled the presiding officers into ensuring that they either vote or they are not going to come back.
Come back, yes. That is the case we are currently having at Ward 6, Unit 6 in Ikere.
That's interesting, Dayo. What else do you have there?
The people are now coming out. That's because in this Ward 6, Unit 6, where we have 848 voters, we have just, I think at the time of taking the place, there were just 4 persons on ground ready for accreditation. That is as at 9 o'clock. Yeah, as at 9 o'clock, there were 4 persons on ground.
Okay.
And that happens to be the polling unit. Yeah, that happens to be the polling unit of the Commissioner for Investment, Trade and Industries, Muyiwa Ilumilua.
Okay. I hope that have you been able to interact with some of those who are either going ahead with their regular business or those who have even come out to vote, to ask them what has motivated them to come out to vote at this time, considering that a lot of people are not doing the same?
Well, I've spoken to some. They said it is their party, and most of them seem to have their friends, family contesting the election. So many of them say they are just coming out to show a kind of support for them.
Thank you very much, Dayo. Is there anything you want to add? I hope there have been no issues with the manual verification so far.
As at now, no issues. No issues. Because I spoke with the election officers, they said the accreditation, in areas where they started the accreditation, they said the accreditation has been going on smoothly. No issues recorded so far.
All right. Thank you very much, Dayo.
All right. Well done, Samuel.
All right. Well, I told you we're still taking updates across board from all of our correspondents out there monitoring what the election process is like. Well, I have Olushola Momo Wolabi with me on telephone right now. Hello, Olushola Momo.
Hello, Mr. Sam.
Yes. I hope you're doing fine and you're safe.
Okay, yes, yes.
Okay. Where have you been to?
This morning around 8:35 a.m., we arrived at Ward 4, Unit 1 and 2,
Where?
Ado, Ijigo. We
Okay.
have 2 units in there. St. Michael Primary School in Ado, Ekiti,
All right.
in Ijigo. Okay, as when we got there around 8:35 a.m.,
Yes.
the SEC officials, they just got their materials. The place was a base for distribution.
Oh, okay.
So others just got theirs and they were just trying to settle down and paste registration stuff on the walls already.
Okay, so election has not even fully started there.
Not at all, not at all, because we still have movements going on in Ado Ekiti. As at when I left Ado,
Oh, okay, first, give me what the atmosphere is like. Does it look like the normal, usual business also bustle of normal days, or people are adhering to the restriction on vehicular movement?
okay, a bit, I could say a bit, but we still have bikes moving up and down. And around Ajebandele, I think there is one Akure Park there that drivers there trying to load travelers traveling to Akure.
Okay.
So the roads are very busy in Ado. People are moving like it's just a
The
normal
normal day.
day.
Okay,
Yes.
for the polling units that you've been to, tell us what security is like there. And also, I'd like to know, is it are they following the manual verification process, or is there something different? Maybe theirs is electronic.
Like I said, when I got there,
Yeah.
they're just trying to settle down.
Okay.
So I obviously cannot say yet if it's going to be manual or electronic until I
But they
try
were
to go
pasting
back there.
papers. They were pasting papers,
Yes,
identification of
yes,
voters. And
yes.
did you see any security official there?
Yes, I could see police officers there already.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
I also like to know. In those units that you have been to, no voter yet. You've not seen any
No,
vote.
no voter yet.
Uh,
Just a few people, about 4 people standing, which I could not even confirm yet if they are voters or not because they were just trying to settle down.
okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. Then on COVID-19
Yes.
protocol, I could see hand sanitizers provided.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. And if we will look to get more updates from you much later. Hopefully, let's hope that the turnout may improve at the time when you get to give us the next updates. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
That was Luade Femi Olushola Bobo. Will be giving us updates from Ado and Ijigbo. That's Ward 4 Units 1 and 2 Ado, Ward D, Ado D, and also Ijigbo area. Well, it looks like we might witness a very, very low turnout. But let's see how things would improve the rest of the day. But well, this means that maybe by Monday we would have more questions for the people, the officials at EXIAC, that's the State Independent Electoral Commission, about how logistics seem to have been a major issue, despite all the assurances that they gave as of yesterday. Well, I have a comment from Oshuni Olua Femi saying, I am not surprised by the turnout of the voters. The local governments have been made irrelevant over time. What's the essence of voting for people that cannot boast of a project through their tenure? Isn't that a waste of time? And Sonny Joyous is saying that this country has been hacked. The system has failed. Well, those are the comments on our Facebook page. I think I also made a post yesterday on Facebook. I'll try and get some of the comments there. Barrister Joe, this is, I don't know, how do you feel? You feel disappointed and disheartened that at this time we don't have everywhere bustling with voters.
We have discussed this issue once or twice on this platform. That even the politicians did not do much. They did not campaign. Of course, in those days when local government was still viable, was still, you will know that election was about to take place, maybe even 3 months before the elections. You will know that something is happening or something is going to happen. You will see posters, you will see vehicles mounted with megaphones up and down, different political parties trying to canvass vote for their parties. But it has not happened this time around. And then now look at SIEC that said it was very ready to, now look at logistic problem as simple as vehicles to convey the workers and materials to their various polling units. So all this show that they just want to fulfill all righteousness. Of course, the governors too believe that, okay, you said you want election and local government, we'll give you elections. That's all. They are just doing it. It's okay, after all, this is an election. So you can't say they are now caretaker or whatever. After all, they have gone through the processes now. So if anybody is at the local government now presiding, you cannot say he's not an elected official. So I think that's what the governors are just trying to do. It is all these things are just the fault of the governors. They don't want the local government to exist. This thing is, they say Nigeria is a federal state. There's nothing like local government in the federation. So they be like, okay, since we cannot, delete the local government from the constitution, then we know how to take care of that. So they don't allow them independence. They don't allow them to spend their money. They give them what they want.
So, in the eyes of the law, how then can we make this seemingly already broken system work? That's the local governments.
The first suggestion that comes to my mind is to allow INEC to conduct a local government. You will see participation, even within the parties. The internal democracy of the parties have been eroded because somebody will sit down somewhere and say, this is the person I want, this is the person I want, without going through the normal contest. So that is one of the problems. Now, for example, assuming you allow everybody to be on board and they went on normal contest, primary elections, and somebody won fair and square, others will come in. A day like this will just come. All those people will mobilize because they believe that one way or the other they'll be compensated. But when they know that whether they don't just waste your money or time, and even in some political parties, they don't even allow you to take form. They will just release the number of forms to if it is 16 local government now, they just buy 16 forms. That's all. They know that that's the only person that they don't allow others to come on board and contest against them. So and once you see the handwriting on the wall, when you see the body language of the governor, you don't need to even waste your time and money, because you know that at the end of the day you'll be a loser. You lose your money, you waste your time and all that. So,
I know there have been significant amendments made to the Electoral Act, but how critical is it, or maybe not critical, anyhow as you may want to eventually put it, is it for SIEC to remain truly independent of the governors and government, or do we have an instance where the INEC should be allowed to take over this responsibility from SIEC?
I think INEC should take up the responsibilities from SEC. That's the best way to do it. There's no way you have SEC that the governors will not intervene, in the selection or appointment of, they will put somebody they will be able to control there. Unlike at the national level now, look at what Yakubu is doing at the national level up to now. The man is putting in place mayors to make INEC truly independent and to make the elections credible. And people have been commending him. And these are not done at the state levels. That's the problem. There was a time that Mike Guinea said, this local government, this local government, these SIEC things are just there like, They are just there to like a kind of fraudulent
okay.
setup.
All right, Barrister, just hang on a minute. Dayo Olujobi.
Yeah, hello, Samuel.
Yes, okay. I can
Okay,
hear you clearly.
yeah, I'm staying in Ikere, Ekiti. Rather, I'm in Ward 1, Unit 2, where the Ikere West LCDA election is being held. The voting has started right now. I think we've had like 4 persons who have already voted.
Okay.
And also, we have, the polling units we've visited, we have just one party agent on ground. Just one party agent. And according to what CX said, there are 6 political parties participating in this exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah, and another thing that I also noticed is that the election was meant to be a secret ballot.
Yes.
But we have party agents, the party agents on ground standing with the electorate while they vote.
Are they dictated what they should vote to them?
Well, I think I can't really say that, but the party agent was standing while the electorate were voting.
And what are the INEC officials there doing about that?
They are just sitting. Well, they just
yes, sorry, the SIEC, yes.
Yeah, the SIEC. Yeah, they're just sitting and going on with their own activity. And currently, I have an aspirant also contesting for the chairmanship of Ikere West Local Government. So any moment from now, I'm going to put her on, but she's going to speak in Yoruba.
Okay, Dayo, we do not have the luxury of time, but well, I don't know. We would have loved to ask her about assessment on turnout and yes, turnout and the way the process is going. But I don't even think that from what you said that there is much to assess at this point.
Yeah.
But well, are you ready?
Yeah, of course I'm ready. So please just give me a moment, please. I'll put her on now.
Okay. Okay, well, it looks like we have to take a break here, and then we would come back. We'll give you the updates of everything as the elections keep unfolding. But right now, we have to let the kids have their time, and Esther Bamidele is already on standby to bring us kids and teens. But just before we go, there is Yemi Ojo. I remember that there was one election that I got to cover, and it looks like the eventual figures paled. I'm not mentioning the name of the state or where or what election that was, but the figures that came out eventually paled, to the number of voters that we were able to see. I'm hoping that that does not happen yet, but going by everything that you've listened to, what would be the major metrics for determining if SIEC, Ekiti State Independent Electoral Commission, has done well or otherwise?
Well, in law there is one maxim that says res ipsa loquitur. The fact speaks for itself. People. You see, it's just that people are not calling in. But if you go outside, you see that people don't care about the. In fact, you see CX posters more than the contestants. So it shows that those people, they knew already, they are already there, and there is no need wasting your money to do campaign. But if you have a fair contest, you will discover that you will see people pasting posters on one another just to have a space where people will be able to see them. But now there's nothing like that. You hardly see posters of contestants. So how do you now blame the voters when even those that are contesting are not doing their own part of the job?
Okay, the conversation will definitely continue. We're just taking a pause. Akishola Gbenga is saying nothing is special about the elections. We all know the outcome of the election already. So tomorrow is selection but not election. That's referring to today. And then Dominic Enerjo is saying, I have no plan to vote because there is no election rather than selection. Why is everybody saying that this is a selection? Okay. Esther Bamidele is up next with Kids and Teens. The conversation would also take its wrap down here, but we will continue to bring you updates as elections continue. My name is Samuel Olugbeminiyi. Enjoy the rest of our broadcast.